Okay, so usually I would start this off by giving y'all a spiel of who I am and what I do. But today we going to start off with a prayer. Okay? Dear God, please keep this nigga the fuck away from me. I'm sorry for cussing, but you know my heart. Please, God, please take this man out of my life. Please just keep him away from me. I promise, if you just keep him away from me, I'll never go back. Please, God, keep them fake ass bitches away from me. I promise you, I will never tell them none of my business. I won't go around them no more. I will not let these girls around me, God. Please, whatever you do, I'm on all fours begging. Please, God, please, with everything in me, keep these people away from me. Please, I promise, if you just take them away, I'll never deal with them again. Amen. How many of y'all do that? How many of y'all have done that? The theme of this episode is don't go back to the places that you prayed yourself out of. And I wanted to touch on that because I feel like a lot of times we go through things, we have really bad encounters with people, we have these super traumatizing experiences, and when it becomes too hard to bear, the first thing we do is we ask God to take us out of it. God, please just take me out of it. Please, I can't handle it. I can't deal with it. Please just take this pain away. And he'll do that. And then when an opportunity is presented for us to stand on what the fuck we asked for, we run back to the dumb shit. And that's not even necessarily just contingent on a romantic relationship. That could be anything. You could be praying negative people out of your life, and them people could be your very best friend, your mama, your daddy, whoever. And the moment God put you to that test, like, okay, this is what you prayed for, I'm going to see if you was dead serious. The first thing we do is we take it as a sign that God don't want these people out of our life because he sent them back. No, that's not it. You got to be real intentional, and you have to be very serious about the things that you ask God for, because the God that I serve, he gonna give you what you want. Because it's not so much that he's giving you what you want and is not good for you. No, he gonna give you what you want. And even if it don't work out, some way, somehow, that not working out for you works out for the better. So you just gotta be really, I learned that throughout my entire journey, that I used to ask God for things that I necessarily wasn't ready for. Like, oh God, he hurting me so bad, God, please just take him out of my life. I don't want to deal with him no more. Okay, the relationship fails. So I think. And then here comes this man spinning a block, and the first thing I think is, oh, this is my soulmate. God sent him back. No, fuck that. You came to God with all of your tears and all of your requests, and you said, I don't want to be with this man no more. So God said, well, show me that you don't want to be with this man no more. I'm going to bring him back to you. I want to see if you biting as much as you barking. You doing all this crying. You on off. I'm talking about you in a fetal position. God, please. And God, send him back to you, and what you do, you run your stupid ass back. You playing with God. You got to stop playing with God. You got to stop playing with yourself. I done prayed so many people out of my life, or at least I tried to. Because I like to think that I'm a very spiritual person. I don't really like to tap into religion because it can get a bit messy. But when it comes to spirituality and when it comes to just having a solid relationship with God, I like to think that I have that. And so in my experience, I am, again, if you know me, you know, I pray for the smallest shit. Before I even walk out the door, God, please don't let the wind blow my hair and make it ugly when I had hair. That's why I cut it all off. It would be that superficial for me. Like, God, I just want to go to work and I don't want nobody to trigger me to have an attitude. Can you make that happen? It'd be that for me. So I go to God with everything. And when I would be in these relationships and I knew that it was over, and I felt like the pain was becoming too much to bear, I would go to God and I would say, you know, I would go to God, and I go to God in two ways. The first couple times I go to God, I'm asking God to fix the other person. God, please just fix them. I really want this to work. I'm really into this relationship. I really want this to be for me. Can you please just make him the man that I need him to be? Okay. He constantly shows up as the opposite. So then, once I keep taking them back and I keep staying through all this bullshit, now my next prayer is, God, I don't want to deal with this nigga no more. Take him away. I don't know. Whatever you got to do, show me a sign, God. Please. Please, I can't do it by myself, God. It's too hard for me to walk away. Can you just make it so that the relationship is over and he don't reach out to me? He don't do this. He don't do that. He don't come back. He don't say sorry. He don't do nothing. God, please. And God be like, oh, you came pressure with this prayer, so we gonna see if this is really what you want to do. And every time I would pray those prayers, I mean, I'm talking about, I can remember one situation very vividly. I was young. I was very young. I was in my room, in between my TV and my bed. I'm telling you, I was on all hands and knees. I was like, God, please, 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 please take this man out of my life. I cannot deal with it no more. And God literally sent them back and was like, I want you to make that decision. He'll be gone. Poof, I'm God. But I want you to show me your strength. And I'm telling you, up until moments when I really had the strength, I just didn't have the strength. And it was like, damn, like, how is it that I keep going back to the places that I literally I'm talking about beg God to take me out of? What the fuck is wrong with me? It be situational. You be throwing a fit because you're not getting your way. But you have to be very, very, very sure about what it is that you want, because see, you got the right idea. You not getting what you want out of this situation. That's why you praying God to take you out of the situation. But then your weakness comes back and you have no strength up against it. You got to build your strength up. If you know that you deserve better, right? And let's just take niggas out of the equation. Let's talk about friendships here. If you know that you deserve better friends and your friends aren't to you who you are to them, or these is just some shady ass bitches, y'all just outgrowing each other, y'all do not have the same things in common anymore, and you're like, okay, God, please just remove all the negative people out of my life, and then boom, you and your very best friend of 10 plus years just cannot figure it out. Y'all just cannot come together and be on the same wavelength at all. Why on earth would you continue to let this person come in and out of your life just to keep showing you that they are who they are to you? It's literally psychotic. Like, a lot of us walk around and we try to act like we these people, but we really the ones that's fucked up in the head because we keep doing the same shit and expecting different results. Again, like I said, it's a disconnect. It's a misconception. We think, okay, God sent this person back to me, so it must be meant for us to just make this work. I need to find out ways to make this work. No, you need to change your perspective. God is not keeping these people around you or taking them out your life and sending them back because they're supposed to be there. No, he want to see if you learned your lesson. He want to see if what you asked for is really what you want. Because see, if you asking God to take this person out of your life, but in the same breath you saying, okay, God, I don't want this person in my life no more, but can you please send me a person that loves me like I love them, that respects me, that communicates, that I can trust, all of these things. But then God sends you this person back, in your natural mind, your first instinct, you're going to think, oh, okay, God must be sending them back because they changed. Bullshit. A zebra never changes stripes, ever. Never have you ever seen a zebra change its stripes. Never. So I think that we do a lot of going back to places that we really don't want to be in. At least that's what we think. I think some of us become addicted to the pain. We become addicted to the toxicity. We become addicted to the drama. And it's become so normal for us, so comfortable, that even, consciously okay, I'm going to pray. I want out. Subconsciously and unconsciously, we really don't. Because just as soon as we get the opportunity to go back into the places that hurt us, go back into the places that made us sick, go back into the places that have held us back, we go back like fucking dummies. And that's not just women. Men do it too. You just told all your homeboys, everybody else, that this bitch ain't shit and she done did all of this. And behind closed doors, you hitting her phone telling her to open up the door. What the fuck? Why? This fucking girl just fucked your friend. What the fuck are you doing? It's a nuisance. It's crazy. We're crazy. And in my journey, I realized I'm probably the craziest of them all. I'm fucked up because I will literally sit here and I can write down what type of person I want, what type of person I need, what type of people I need in my life to help me be the best version of myself, what type of energy I need in my space, what that looks like for me. And I have stayed in some of the most stupidest, unfulfilling situations based on comfort, based on ego, based on just not feeling like, or feeling like, damn, well, they all like this, so let me just pick one and deal with it. No, because they not. We got to stop going back to places that we desperately want out of. And that's just facts. For me personally, I don't know for y'all, but I think a lot of y'all can relate. I stay in places way too long, honestly. I second guess leaving a lot. For whatever reason, I second guess for. You know what I'm saying? I was literally, when I be sitting here composing and coming up with these ideas and how I want these podcasts to go, I break them down into different titles. So, like I said, this one is Don't Go Back to the Places That You Prayed Yourself Out Of. And so the other day when I was reflecting and I was just thinking like, damn, like, why do we really go back to shit that we never should have been in the first place? Like, me, let me just speak for me, because a lot of times I don't like to speak for nobody else. But me, I hold myself to a real high standard. I put myself on a certain type of pedestal. I know that I'm her. I know what I bring to all of this pick me shit. I know. You know what I'm saying? But throughout my life and my relationships, I have always been in relationships with men who I never should have been in relationships with because they weren't half the man that I was woman. And I know this. But then I realized it was something about me. I have this thing where my men be a project for me. If I can't fix them in a way, or if I can't be of any, like if what I'm going to do isn't going to benefit them, even if it doesn't benefit me, I'm cool with that because I am a fixer-upper. I probably should step way out of fucking nursing and go into motherfucking real estate because that's my thing. I like to fix broken shit and make it look like something and make it feel whatever the case may be. And so I find myself always in situations with people who I have to fix, whereas I've never really been in a never ever have I been in a relationship with a man that I didn't have to tweak at all. Why? Because those type of men, I can't say that today, but I'm just going to speak from the past. Those type of men weren't appealing to me. You already got to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do. You don't need me. And that's crazy. Because when I have conversations with men and I ask, do you like the needy woman or the independent woman? And I've had a lot of men tell me, it's not so much that we want them needy, but we want to feel needed. I want to feel needed too. And so when I get into relationships with men who are toxic, they're broken, they don't know what the fuck they want, they need me to help them figure it out. So while I'm this alpha woman and I want to be led by alpha men, a lot of the men that I deal with are totally okay with me driving the fucking shit. They totally okay with me setting the tone. And, what we gonna eat today? What we gonna do? Da-da-da-da. How's this gonna go? They're totally okay because they don't want to take that responsibility. And so then what ends up happening is all this fucked up shit ends up happening. I end up creating this thing in my mind like, maybe I'm not really in love with you, right? Because who you are is a shitty person. I'm not really in love with that. But once you've given me a little bit, enough to make me like you, I've already created who I want you to be in my mind. So I fall in love with that. I have planned my life out with you. I have already, in my mind, I've made you out to be respectful, trustworthy, the man that communicates, the man that leads. Even if you're not actively showing me that, I already put the potential on you. Because see, you must be something to be dating me, so you gotta be the shit. So we just gonna pretend like you're the shit. And I'm in love with that. So when people let us down, you gotta really ask yourself, like, did this true person let us down, or did who we thought they was let us down? And that is what it is. A lot of, when I really, and I've done a lot of reflecting, okay? And a lot of times I realize that, yeah, people do fucked up shit and they hurt you, but a lot of times you hurt yourself. So what do you be going back to? You be going back to who you want these people to be, not who they are, because who they are is a shit show. They already showed you that. See, a lot of times people, and why I can say this is because when you like somebody or you love them or whatever the case may be, you're interested, you just so gone off this person, you make yourself blind to shit. You ignore red flags because this is what you want to do. You're dead set on making this work because everything else didn't work. I want this to, I just want something to work. So we just going to ignore this. I'm going to sit on my hands about this. I ain't going to say nothing about this because I'm going to give this person the benefit of the doubt. But let me tell you something about the benefit of the doubt. It is not beneficial. Ever. Is it beneficial? Because what I'm realizing is if a person is who they are, if this is a stand-up person and they got all these good qualities, ain't no benefit of the doubt because they showing up as the real from the gate. You only give benefit of the doubt to motherfuckers that you know ain't that. That's it. So to make my point, we pray ourselves out of these horrible ass situations and then we run right back. It's crazy shit. It's almost like you want to be hurt or you want to settle. And so for me, now when people say, well, Key, why is it so easy for you to walk away? Or why is it so easy for you to do this? Or why? I don't know. I don't even know that it's easy. I just think that I'm being real with myself about what's going on, what has went on, and my current situation. I'm being very much real with myself. So what's happening is I know that I know that I was so fixated on the potential. This is what I know. So when people upset me or when people disappoint me, I really sit and I break that down. Like, okay, who upset you? Was it the person that you were actually with? Or was it this potential that you've created in your mind that they never really lived up to? They never even reached the potential. So you're upset because you ignored the red flags. You ignored who they were at core because you so desperately wanted them to be something that they never were. It's not like they were this and you like, oh, okay, God, you got the potential to be. No, they've always been who they were. You ignored it because you wanted them to be something different. But what I'm here to tell you is you can want somebody to be something all day long. Doesn't mean that they gonna be it. You know what I'm saying? I can want all day for my son to be the best basketball player in the world because he's fucking 4 feet tall already at 5, which means I know he's going to be tall as fuck when he get older. Basketball may not be his thing. So you can want a man to be a great man to you. You can want a woman to be a great woman to you, but it can't, y'all know the famous quote, it got to be in you, not on you. A lot of people that may not be for them. Being good, genuine, decent people may not be in their nature. But because they fuck with you and you think you hot shit, you just think that you're the exemption. You're the exception to the rule. You're not. And I had to really learn that about myself. I was humbled on several occasions. Like, Key, yeah, all right, you that bitch, but you not really who you think you is, girl. You ain't exempt from a nigga breaking your heart or one of your friends telling your business to somebody else. You're not exempt from that type of shit. I think that I'm exempt from that type of shit because I stand on a certain code. It's a certain code that I stand on, that I live by, and that I value. And I think that if I let you in my space, we got to be some of what the same type of people that you must value this code like I do. But that's not always the case. It's not. And a lot of times we think that about people, but that's what it be. You got to stop getting so fixated on what you want somebody to be, and you got to start really tapping into who the fuck these people are. Who are these people? What are they showing you? And don't say that, oh, no. You know, when your intuition kick in and you having them conversations with your homegirls, because you know y'all be having them type of conversations, because I done had them too. I done thought some shit about my nigga, right? And I ain't say nothing to him. I just let it fester. The moment I'm not in his space, I get right on the phone with my homegirl. Like, girl, tell me if I'm tripping. And I run her the whole scenario down. And she like, hell no, you ain't tripping, da-da-da-da. And I never say nothing about it. And then when it blows up and it all comes out, I was right. I was 100% right. But again, that's that benefit of the doubt. That's that potential. That's all that weird shit. No. So then what ends up happening? I let it fester. It comes out that everything that I thought was right, and boom, it's me and God at the prayer altar. God, please, I can't go through one of these again. Take this nigga up out my space, God. Please show me a sign. Let me know that I'm not tripping. And what do God do? He do just that. And what do I do? That wasn't a big enough sign for me, God. So I'm going to go on and go back and you show me another sign. It's stupid shit. You got to stop playing with God. But not only that, you got to stop playing with yourself. If you not really ready for nothing real, quit asking for it. Because what's going to happen is everything that's not real is going to be removed, and you may not be able to handle that because you may love your best friend so much, but that negative person that you praying up out of your space may be her. And you don't even know it. And you can't understand why y'all can't agree or y'all can't exist in the same space. And it's because certain people are not want you see. God see what we don't see. The universe sees what we don't see. Or what we do see, or we try to turn a blind eye to. You so badly feel like you are a woman worthy of having a man that gives you nothing but princess treatment, and then you run back to a nigga that don't give you shit. Trying to convince yourself that he's the one for you because of what? Because of this idea that you created in your mind? What are niggas really showing you? What are niggas really showing you? You ain't smiled in 2 years and you keep trying to tell yourself that you want to be with this man. Why? Why? Because you don't like being alone? Be alone. Be alone. You feel alone with that nigga anyway. So what's the difference? Be alone. You can't even share certain ideas with certain people in your family, your friends, because you so convinced that if you speak too soon, you're going to jinx it. Let me tell you something. What's for you is for you. Even if you speak on it the first day or never speak on it at all, what's going to happen for you is going to happen for you. So you feeling like you can't tell certain people is not so much that you don't think it's going to happen for you. Is you know how much of a negative impact. They have such a negative impact on your life that you feel like if you tell them something, it won't happen for you. That is a problem. That is such a problem. And so many people do that. Oh, I'm not gonna tell my mom just yet because if I tell her, it might not happen. Why the fuck do your mom have such a negative aura that she got that much influence that if you even speak what you want out into existence, if you tell it to her, it won't happen? That's crazy. You got to get the fuck away from them type of people. Because see me, if I have an idea or something, I understand that, you know, probably to the world, I probably won't tell it right away. But my people that's closest to me, my best friend of 23 years, my mom, my dad, my people that's close to me, my son, oh, I want to tell them immediately, this is what I have. This is this idea that I have. Oh, there's nobody that can stop this because I'm going to always take the necessary steps to make it happen for myself. But what I'm saying is you got to get yourself away from people who you feel like you can't even tell your fucking dreams to. That's crazy. Oh, I'm not going to tell my man because I know as soon as I tell him, you know, I just don't want to speak too soon. I just want to wait until I got the keys in my hand and my foot is in the door, and then that's when I'm going to tell him. What the fuck? If you do all of that and then you step foot in the door and a fucking building burned down, then what? What? You got to get away from people who are not for you. And that's it. That's the bottom line. And when you pray those prayers and when you set an intention and you say, this is how I want my life to be, this is how I want my life to go, this is the type of person that I am, so these are the type of people that I want to be around, you have to be ready for that, because a lot of times the people who we want to go with us be the people that can't go. And unfortunately, those are the people that we love so much. And I don't even want to say the people that love us, because everybody that we love don't love us like that. But the people that you love the most are always, sometimes, 9 times out of 10, the people who do not deserve to share this life with you. So don't be surprised if you praying them prayers and you saying, God send me a sign, then all of a sudden your boyfriend sleeping on top of his phone on silent on do not disturb because that other bitch calling. Not now you mad at God cause your boyfriend fucking up. No, you asked for this. This is what you asked for. This is what you wanted. You find out that your best friend been telling her friend all your business every time you run it down to her, and now you mad at God. No, this is what you asked for. But not only is this what you asked for, you got to be 100% ready to step into that role when these people represent themselves to you. When they show back up and when they spin a block, you got to be ready to stand 10 toes in it. Hey, I asked God to remove you out of my life, so you here right now, so I'm going to just flat out tell you we don't mess with no more. Who we were when we met, who we were when we became friends, who we were when we started dating, we are not those people anymore. Who you've shown me that you are is not the type of person that I want in my space. I asked God to remove negativity out of my life, and your true colors started to show. So I'm going to go on and I'm going to stay clear of you. I'm going to stand way out your way. I don't even want to brush elbows with you no more on nothing because I can't deal with it. You causing me too much pain. You causing me it's too much negativity having you in my life. And you can't be afraid to have those people removed. You just can't. And I think that it's just the fear of the unknown. You don't know what's on the other side of letting these people go. But you don't even know. That's probably what's holding you back. You got a death grip. I mean, you basically got this nigga in a chokehold because you just don't. But my question is, what happens if you let him go? That's what I want to know. Because a lot of times I have to do a lot of weighing the pros and the cons. What happens if you let the nigga that's causing you the most pain go? I mean, at the worst, you stop hurting. At the worst. What happens? You get to watch him go be with somebody else? Okay. What happens over there? You think he treating her better? He's not. The cycle just continues. So my advice to you is it's better them than you. And a lot of people can't sit with that because we get so into our ego and we get so ahead of ourselves trying to just be the end all be all. First of all, stop taking it so serious. We take these relationships that do not come with rings and investments and true commitments, we take them way too serious. Stop taking this shit so serious. That nigga done showed you why y'all shouldn't be together. And you are fighting against the fucking grain to keep this nigga. Why? Why? So you can, why? Cause he gonna change? Okay, let's hypothetically say I tell you, all right, yeah, he gonna change. But he gonna change in 5 years. Like if I knew that. Like, let's say God put that in me and showed me, and I said, I can tell you that he's going to change, but he going to change in 5 years. Let me ask you a real serious question. Do you got 5 years to wait for this nigga to change? No. The fuck you don't. Because what if something happened to you next year, and it's still set in stone for him to change, but something happened to you next year, now it's 4 years left, and he changed for somebody else. You don't have 5 fucking years to wait. You don't. You don't have 5 years to keep pouring into a friendship that you're getting nothing out of. Nothing. You don't even want to tell this girl nothing. You don't even like being around her. Y'all don't even go places together no more. Y'all don't even have the same interests. Y'all are not even compatible as people. So what are you holding on to? The fact that you've known her since you were 2? So people outgrow people. And your environment is only as good as you make it. It's one thing for you to be from the hood, right? You from the projects, right? You from the suburbs, whatever. Okay, geographically, that's where your mama raised you. But your environment, your space, you create that. You create that. If it's negative, you gotta understand what contributions you're making. You create that. So for the sake of creating your space, you can't be afraid to let nobody go. Nobody. Everybody can go when it come to your piece. And you got to think about it just like that. I don't give a fuck who it is. You got to go. Half the time, and I'm not even being funny. And I love my mama to death. Mommy, I love you. But if I know my mother on her bullshit, and I know as soon as I pick up my phone, she gonna get on my nerves, guess what? I don't answer. I control this. I control this entire narrative. I don't care who you are. You will not get on my nerves, and you will not make me feel no type of way. You're not going to throw me out of my element. You're not going to get me out of my hookup. None of the above. None of it. So I'm saying that to say you literally have to create your environment. Like, so much so that you just cannot be afraid to let go of a nigga who you're not even sure if he even fits into your world. Like, you're going to be a totally different woman in a year from now, or maybe not. You may be the same bitch you are this year, next year, because you won't make the necessary adjustments and choices that you need to make to become better. You got to be willing to let people go. And when you go to God and you make them type of requests, you got to be ready to stand on that. You got to be ready to collaborate with God, because it's a collaborative effort. God ain't just gonna do all the work. You gonna do something too. So you have to be ready to work with God so that he can work on your behalf. You have to be ready to do that. And to be honest, a lot of times the reason why I went back is because I really wasn't ready. I was looking for a savior. Okay, God, I just want this pain that I'm feeling right now. I want you to make it go away. And the only way you gonna make it go away is if you make him go away. And so, yeah, he'll do that for a little while. And then, like I said, niggas will spin a block. And then what? So now God is saying, okay, I did my part. Now it's time for you to do yours. And a lot of times we don't do our part because we want God to live this life for us. And that's not how it go. It's not. It's not. And so I can stand firm, and I can say this because now this is my truth now. It's not just this is how I want to be. No, this is how I am. Now, when I ask God for something, I'm only asking God for something that I'm ready for. Why? Because I've seen God deliver too many times on my behalf. I'm chosen and I'm favored, and I know God got a soft spot for me. Anything I ask for. It may not come right away. It may not come a little bit after right away, but he gives me what I asked for. And I just know, because I know that, because that's a fact, I don't ask for nothing that I'm not ready for. So if I'm not ready to leave this nigga alone, I'm not even about to ask God that, because I know he gonna shake it up. He gonna show me some shit that's gonna hurt my feelings, and I'm not ready to deal with that. I am happy with this nigga right now. Whatever is going on is just gonna have to go on. On the other hand, I'm not sitting around doing that type of shit. If I really feel like the nigga is doing something that I don't particularly agree with, I would just much rather follow my gut. Yeah, I'm going to consult with God. Okay, God, let me know if I'm tripping, or if this is real, if this is an insecurity, or if this is my intuition. You know, just kind of confirm, give me a little clarity. And when God do that, what I don't do is I do not bargain with God. I don't question it. I take it for face value. I am no longer digging into potential. I can't. You can't. You will be fucking stuck with potential forever. Forever. A nigga had potential for 20 years. And then what? You look up 20 years of your life gone, and you still ain't got no ring. You just a bitch with all his kids. And some bills. And if that nigga die, you be lucky to get put in the obituary. You don't got nothing to show for nothing. Not me and mine. So hear me when I say this. Number one, be intentional. Okay? If it's not something that you're really ready for, it's okay. If you ain't ready to leave that nigga, that's fine. You got to deal with that, not us, right? But don't fake God out. Right? You can fake us out. Fuck it. We don't matter. But don't fake God out. Don't play with him. Because see, he gonna always see it that we have the things that our heart desires. Period. Rather it's good, rather it's bad. Because like I said, even if it is bad, it ends up being good because It all works out no matter what, no matter how you slice it, no matter what angle it comes from. If it don't work out, that's because something else is supposed to work out. And then when you look at it in a full circle, it worked out. That's number one. Be intentional. 2, stop going back to places you didn't scratch the walls to get out of, okay? I'm talking about nails dug the wood out. Stop going back. Stop it. Because the more and more you go back, the longer it's going to take for you to get to where you're actually supposed to be. So, like I said, I started the beginning off with a prayer. So, I am Nurse Key, and I am an author, a mother, a big shit talker, but I stand on everything that I say. If you have not already tapped in, then please do. My books are on Amazon and Kindle. I do not do the drop-off thing anymore because you bitches are scammers. And I don't like that shit. But get my books, listen to my podcast, catch up. If this is the first one, please go listen to the first one and make your way back here. But I thank y'all and I love y'all, and I will see y'all next week. Thank you.